Hello, friends. How are you? Hope all is well. Thank you for visiting the Spiritual Rest Cafe today, and we will be continuing to read on An End to War, How, and we'll be coming from How War and Violent Conflict Affects Us All. The world is facing the highest number of violent conflicts since the Second World War, and 2 billion people, a quarter of humanity, live in places affected by such conflict. War and violent conflict can break out in places currently at peace. Even those who are far from a conflict may suffer because the world is more interconnected than ever before. The harm inflicted lasts long after the fighting ends. Consider some examples. Food shortages. According to the World Food Program, conflict is still the biggest driver of hunger, with 70% of the world's hungry people living in areas afflicted by war and violence. Physical and mental health problems. The threat of war and the insecurity that it brings can cause people to suffer stress and anxiety. Those who live in conflict zones are not only more likely to suffer physical harm, but also to develop mental health problems. Yet, they often have limited access to medical services. Forced displacement. As of September 2023, more than 114 million people worldwide have been forced to flee their homes, according to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. A major reason for this crisis is war and violent conflict. Economic hardship. People often experience economic problems triggered by war, such as inflation. They may suffer when government resources are diverted away from services such as health care and education in order to fund military operations, and the cost of rebuilding after the devastation caused by war is enormous. Environmental problems. People suffer when the natural resources they depend on are deliberately destroyed. Polluted water, air, and soil can cause long-term health problems. And the danger from hidden land mines remains long after the fighting stops. Without a doubt, war is both destructive and costly. War and Bible prophecy. Bible prophecy indicates that war and violent conflict would be part of the sign of the conclusion of the system of things. Matthew 24, verse 3. Jesus Christ foretold, "You are going to hear of wars and reports of wars. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom." Matthew 24, verse 6 and 7. When you hear of wars and disturbances, do not be terrified. Luke 21, verse 9. The original language word translated disturbances can refer to disorders, uprisings, opposition to established authority, insurrections, political turmoil, and riots. To learn more, read the article What is the Sign of the Last Days or End of Times on jw.org. All right, thank you for listening, my friends. And please join me again for the continuation of An End to War. How? On the next go around. May Jehovah bless you. I love you, but remember, Jehovah and Jesus loves you more. Have a wonderful day. Bye.